in the moment. Let's begin.
Dun, dun.
Stephenie.
Hi, Brenda. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm going to push this a little more your way because you tend to be the quieter one.
Me? Quiet? So...
in the recording.
Yeah, so I will just start by, the kids were here. Very quick visit. They were here for 4 days. My son-in-law's grandmother passed away. 103.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's a good life.
I've known her for 20 years, but I never really got to know her. And so I'm reading her online obituary, and holy shit, this woman had an amazing life. She was born in New York, and when she was 12 years old, she moved to LA by herself, essentially. She moved in with family members out in LA. And she lived there for like her teen years, and she worked for what do they call it with the military, like their officers clubs and the people that would work in.
I don't know what that's called, but
yeah,
I know
but so she did something like that, but it wasn't a military club. It was called the Hollywood Club. But that's where she met her future husband, who was in the military, and then he was from Racine, so that's how she ended up here. But yeah, she rubbed elbows with movie stars, and her obituary says she went roller skating with Mickey Rooney, and yeah, so it's like, wow, she had a pretty incredible life.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so the kids were here, quite possibly. It seems like she ran in those circles, but I don't know.
Do you realize that she lived through 2 pandemics?
Yeah.
Like 2 huge pandemics?
Did she? No, because that would have been...
It was in the 20s.
No, it was 1917.
Oh, I thought it was the 20s.
Oh, I know, 1917.
Okay. Never mind. Almost. Very close.
Yeah, because it was like 100 years later that we had the second one. So,
but she would have remembered World War II.
Right? She remembered World War II. Right, exactly. So yeah, so
how many of those?
But they came in, I had to pick them up at Midway. Yeah. But it wasn't too bad because it was their plane landed at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So I had to get out of the house by, 3, but it was only like an hour and a half to get there because that's for the day. Because I'm looking at
no traffic.
The times of day, and it's like, oh, it's going to be 2.5 hours and 2 hours and 26 minutes. And it's like, oh my God. But then at 3 in the morning, it was an hour and a half, hour and 35 minutes. Yeah. But I picked them up, got them home. They napped. I sat with the older 2 girls while they went and took a nap, and then they pretty much were busy, all weekend. They had the dictation, us, and and everything. But yeah, it was they stayed with us, and now they're coming back in 9 days for their normal 2-week visit. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I was telling you about, I have a kind of a junk room in my basement, and I've been trying to make it nice and actually usable. So I decided I had all their toys down there, and I would bring them up when they visit. Well, we redid the landing on our second floor, and Sam painted, put in carpet squares, and I have shelves. I brought all their toys up, and they have this play space, chalkboard wall, and just... That's awesome. It is. It's really cool. It turned out really nice. And so now I'm dragging the toys down because they still want to play with the toys in the living room. So I thought, well, some of the things they will have to stay up there, like the drum set. That's got to stay up there. Yeah. So if they want to play on the drums, they have to go up for that. But and
maybe they'll eventually kind of move back up there.
They might. They might find it, enjoyable enough to be up there. We'll see. But and they were it was such a kooky kind of visit.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when they come back and they're actually here for time, and it'll be more relaxed. And,
yeah. Well, I'm sure they were probably feeling a little more clean at the time too, just like with everything going on.
They did pretty good. Like this is the first person that they've had to deal with death. Like they've only dealt with death through our pets.
Yeah.
So they haven't dealt with death beyond our pets. But they and Taryn lost a tooth. She lost her first tooth while she was here. Awesome. Yeah, so she got her little money and a little hole in her mouth now. So. Yeah, and the baby is amazing. She's laughing. And, nice. Yeah, so it was.
Did you give her mouth bones to the Fae?
I did not. She took those. I think her mother took those with her. I didn't get the mouth bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't give the mouth bones to the Fae.
Yeah, we don't do that. No, we shouldn't do that. I was teasing her, though. They watched this cartoon, and one of the episodes of the cartoon, was about the tooth fairy, and the tooth fairy in the cartoon eats the teeth.
Yeah.
So I was teasing her about, she's gonna eat her teeth. I'm not gonna eat my tooth. But yeah, so that was
my
that
sister.
Was my weekend.
My sister doesn't do the tooth fairy with her kid because we don't give face bones to the teeth, to the fae.
What do you do with the teeth? Like here, she
hasn't started losing them yet.
Okay.
She's still deciding what she wants to do. She thinks she wants to keep.
Yeah, see, so I have a bunch of teeth that were my kids. I don't know whose are whose, right?
Yeah.
I just got a random bunch of baby teeth. I inherited my mom's jewelry, and she's got some baby teeth. I don't know whose they are. I don't know if they're mine or my brother's, but it's like, I don't really want them, but I don't really know what to do with them. Because it's like, do you bury them and then somebody digs them up in years to come and thinks something happened there? Like, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't know what do you do with their teeth?
Yeah.
Can you crush them and do something with that? It's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's an interesting dilemma.
Probably make some cool art with it.
Artist that wants to make art with teeth, because I don't want to make art with teeth.
Me, I'm like, what could I do with teeth?
They're teeny tiny little baby teeth.
Ooh,
so
that could be fun.
Well, you let me know if you want the teeth, because
I will.
Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna keep the teeth, but I don't really know what to do.
So, yeah, something with my polymer clay would be cool.
Yeah,
because like when you bake it, it turns to like a hard plastic.
Yeah,
so it's not like fragile.
Yeah,
make something really cool with it.
Good, I guess. Yeah, interesting.
I could make like a little creepy monster thing with real teeth.
All right. Hey.
All right. So weird things just happened. Oh. Well, that was cool. It's been good. I've had a student the last couple weeks, just the one for now. She's doing every Thursday, Friday from 12 to 6, and then every other Wednesday from 12 to 6. And so she's been doing really well. She's in the seedling program. It's actually she's very different from the ones that, like the other ones that I've usually taught. She's much more talkative. Usually it takes a lot for everybody to warm up, which is fine, but it's just a very different thing. So and I'm like, yeah, she'll just talk, and it's great. But like, yeah, things actually take the amount of time that I expect them to, because she fully like interacts in the whole thing. So like, she asks questions. She, she puts in her thoughts. Like it's weird because I'm so used to a certain like type of person. It's kind of nice to have something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had recently a large rush of interested people. We get like applications almost every day. And yeah, we have 3 people. So with the one that we have now, and then one starting next week, the other one, and then the next one starting in July, I think. And so like we'll have 3 going. And then there's one person who we're just waiting for them to like give us the yes, I'm doing it, so we can send contracts basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, things are going well with the school, and I have been very busy with setting up lots of systems because I'm ridiculous. So I don't know if you saw, but I digitized our cleaning list.
I didn't see that.
And that was one thing, and it was just like they would have to scan a QR code to like get to the list. And then I set up a check system like we were doing, like we had these clipboards that we would have to mark it on, like every step of the way we checked the dog. And so we were writing it on the clipboard and having to like take pictures, and it was a whole thing. So I digitized that check system. And then John helped me with some of the tech parts of it. And so now we're going to have TV screens in all the major rooms that have, on one side, it'll be a dog tracker where the dogs are, what stage it's at. And then I will have it set up so that they'll just be able to push a button and it will light up to tell me that that person is ready for a check or needs help, just in case I'm like busy in one room.
Right.
And
especially if you're starting to get more students.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different.
So like,
if you have
even though it's
student,
a small
it's
space,
not a big
like
deal. But if you have 2 or 3,
yeah. Well, and I have a small space, and I have a lot of quiet students who like they're gonna have a hard time like yelling at me across and so so now they'll be able to push a button. It's not finished yet. They'll be able to push a button, it'll light up, I'll know to go do their check, and then all of their checks, I can take pictures of the dogs at each stage and take notes on each part if there's anything I want to say about it. So eventually it'll be set up so from the time they put in the application to the time they leave, it will record everything that they do. So it'll have, it'll have its, the grades and all that stuff, but then it'll also show all the dogs they did with pictures, and I'm going to have a scoring system at some point so I can score each dog, and then they'll be able to actually see the numbers change as they're improving.
Yeah, that's a lot. You've been busy.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I also had to learn how to code.
Yeah, I see.
In order to do it. I mean, when I say learn how to code, it's very basic, and it is with the help of ChatGPT. But it is still something.
It's still coding. Yeah, it's still a big deal.
But yeah,
I've been working on. So I was posting in 5 groups daily, right? Mm-hmm. Like I was doing the Enchanted Grooming Table, the Witchy Groomers, the Wisconsin Training group, the Wisconsin Cat Groomers group, and then my business page. 5 pages or groups and a page. I was having daily, like I've been doing it for a few months, right?
Yeah.
Well, it got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm getting 0.
Yeah.
Interaction, right? Like nobody is.
That's frustrating.
It is frustrating, and I thought, I'm putting a lot of thought and a lot of time into trying to figure out what to post, content and stuff, and nobody's engaging, and I'm like, I'm over it. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to do it every day. So I've stopped posting in the Wisconsin Cat Groomers and the training group. I thought, you know what? There's plenty of other groomers that are in those groups that could be posting, and I'm just done, right? Yeah. I'm not going to do it. And then, so the Enchanted Groomer, I decided, okay, I'm only going to post once a week, and it's going to be, it's either going to be an announcement that this is the podcast that's coming out this week, and a few weeks before, I'm going to post like questions, like, hey, we're getting ready we're going to be recording. Give us some feedback. Tell us something so that maybe we can bring it up in the podcast when we're recording. So that's what I'm doing with the Enchanted Grooming group. And then with the Witchy Groomer group, again, only going to post once a week, and it's going to be connected but not the same.
Yeah.
So it's going to also be a little, but I'm still not getting any engagement.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do to get people. I don't know how many people listen. I have no idea. So I don't know if we're reaching people. I don't know how to reach people.
We have a few listeners.
Yeah. So I don't know. I did give out some of the cards that we made.
Yeah.
I mean, we're year 2 now.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to get this really kind of off the ground.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like we need your feedback.
Yeah.
What are we missing? What should we be? I know there's a lot of podcasts out there. A lot of grooming podcasts, a lot of witchy podcasts. What can we do to get you to listen? So,
yeah.
Please, feedback. Tell us something.
Yeah.
Come to the Facebook pages. Drop us an email. You have an email. Whatever. Just contact us. Let us know what we can do to get more engagement. So,
we want to hear from you.
I really enjoy doing this, but I don't know that I want to continue to do it if I'm the only one that's
enjoying it.
Enjoying it.
I mean, I'm enjoying it too.
Right,
so.
But I want people to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to reach people. I want to know that they're enjoying it. So tell us what we can do.
Yeah.
And maybe I can
recently,
take criticism. Don't hold back. If I suck and you hate my voice, I can't do anything about it. But
nice to know. I guess.
Yeah, tell me. I mean, if that's what's causing you to not enjoy it, tell me what it is. Let us know. I listen to all of our podcasts.
Yeah.
There's been some technical stuff that's happened in the past. The most recent one, there was some blank spaces where there's no audio. And it goes for a couple of seconds and then it kicks back on. So I know there's stuff that happens, but tell us, is that the problem? Like,
I will say with that, so with this program, it'll go through and grab and stuff like that
and
for me, and so that might be
it might just be a little too sensitive to that.
Yeah, it might have.
Which I don't know anything about editing, but I do want to learn. So that's something I need to set aside some time to sit with you. And I know you gave me access, but I don't want to fuck with anything.
I can show you.
If I push a button, I'll take down the whole internet.
The whole internet.
The worldwide internet will be gone, and it'll be my fault.
The whole World Wide Web.
Yes, it'll be gone. So I do want to sit down with you at some point and kind of learn that, because I feel like I'm putting together some of these episodes. Maybe I should follow them through to completion. So that's my goal. That would be my goal, to get to the point where I can like, obviously it's not happening with this one, but like future ones that I would follow it through and I would edit it and get it up and running. So anyways, yes, to our 4 listeners, how do we get more listeners? What do we need to do?
I did recently, I set it up so that fairly regularly there's going to be a post on my page, like being like, hey, don't forget I do this. Like, I need to sit down, and I wanted to do a thing where I like schedule it to post every time an episode comes out. Like, hey, new episode. I'm doing a lot of stuff at once.
That's what I'm trying to do in those 2 groups.
Yeah.
But if we don't have people coming to those groups, so we'll have to. And I'm not a content creator, so I don't post stuff like you do. Yeah. Which I think is awesome. I think I follow so many people that put stuff out, and I love it. I'm not that person. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not being that person. You don't have to be. Right. I know the other thing that came up. So the New England show is not happening. Apparently Barkley
decided not to do it anymore.
Well, that's what I think. I think they just didn't.
It's not worth it.
They don't want to do it, right? They don't want to do it, which is a shame, because you know what? You bought up all these fucking little shows,
and then you just make them go away.
Because they're not profiting enough for you, you just dump them, or you let them die, and that's too bad. Mm-hmm. Note to all the small groups out there, like, this is what happens. Teton canceled. How fucking sad is that? Like, we weren't going to make it this year.
Yeah, I wasn't going to make it for a couple years, but it's still really sad because that is
really sad.
She did a really great job.
She did. I'm so excited and going last year, and then the way everything worked, I was really so impressed, and it was so cool to be a part of it. I was really upset. I don't want to say I was upset. I was disappointed that I wasn't going to be able to do it this year.
Me too.
And then I've been kind of watching her, thinking, I wonder if there's anything I can do to help, but I don't really know what. Yeah. But then when she canceled, I was like, I didn't, Mardi Gras, Groom Expo closed down. They shut down at COVID, and they've never come back. Teton, I hope they'll come back. I hope they'll come back. I don't really know all the inner workings of why she had to not do it. So.
Shows are expensive as fuck.
Now we have. Tina's doing the Rocky Mountain, and she's got a second one they do in Arizona. Hopefully that's going good. I know there's another Ralph Whitman is doing one. I know Stephenie's big involved in that.
Stephenie.
So she's big involved in that one. So, I would like to see some smaller shows.
Yeah.
But how do you compete? Because all the vendors are going to the Barkley shows because they're big shows, and they attract the bigger crowds. And
yeah, honestly, because I want to do a competition. I think I'm going to make it more like the Korean one, where it's just a competition
and no education.
Yeah. Like, maybe later add education, but just start it as a competition. And the competitions can be educational too.
Absolutely.
Like, that's that's the thing. And for me, like, there are so few model dog competitions, first of all. And then the few that there are, almost all of them, you do them ahead of time and you bring them in finished. Why am I going to drive 8 hours to go to a competition I'm not doing in front of people?
Yeah.
I don't know, and then you have, I don't know if that person actually did all of their model dog, right. And it's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not willing to drive that far to not actually groom it there.
Well, if you're just gonna do finished, then online seems like
might as well just do online. But like the way they have it set up, they just have to have a big space. I was thinking I could start with the Kennel Club has their nice big training space. I was going to talk to them. Just need a lot of space.
I was at that tables. Hotel last weekend at hotel.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah,
very nice
I've been in there when I did the taster racine.
Okay. But I don't know if they would allow live animals.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't.
I don't think they're pet friendly.
And fancy. But that is where I will be sending all of my instructors that I bring over here.
I think I've always kind of liked your idea of doing something more local. Years ago when we had the Wisconsin Groomers, I say group because we have the Wisconsin Groomers group on Facebook.
Yeah,
it's a Facebook group, but it was actually an organization. We had our state organization, and it used to be very, we used to get to guys older. We used to get together all the time. We used to, and there used to be a what did she call it?
I remember an invitational,
right? And which was competition. But then there would always be a couple like classes and stuff, and it was nice. And we had some really good ones, and it fizzled out. And here's the thing: you can never go back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep going forward. So that mojo we had is gone.
Yeah,
we can get some mojo again, but it's never going to be what it was. It's got to be. It's going to have to be different. It's going to be different. And I think like what you talk about is a good start.
Yeah. I think the vendors, as much as I love vendors, I don't think it's profitable for small shows.
To me, I think if you could do this for vendors, find everybody local, like within this 100-mile radius or whatever. Just not whatever. Just within this radius, who's local? Because we have some vendors in Wisconsin that do different things. We have Vanity Fur.
Yeah.
They're here. They do a lot of cool shit and they go to a lot of big shows, but keep it like if you want to have a vendor that's going to sell a little bit of everything, Whitman's is right across the pond. They might be, and they sell a little bit of everything. They might be and just say, you're going to be the only vendor that's doing this, or you're going to be the only sharpener, or maybe, there's going to, maybe you just kind of keep, or maybe they won't be the only sharpener. I know we have sharpeners here too, but just having just a few little companies or more local companies and just saying, this way you have some stuff for people that want to shop, but it's not like...
Yeah, I mean, they usually have like a couple of tents outdoors outside the building where some people will sell some scissors and usually someone's selling model dogs, because duh, and then like that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but that's what I would do. I would probably just kind of hand pick a few vendors and invite them and make it worth it for them to want to come, because hey, you're going to be the only shampoo here. Yeah. Or there's only going to be 2 shampoo people, or it's going to be very specialized, and you're going to be the only one selling clippers. You're going to be the only one selling scissors. And just keep it very specialized so that that's the incentive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, we'll have to talk about that, because I like the idea.
Yeah, they're expensive. That's the biggest thing.
Well, that's the thing.
Nibbler.
You gotta have that upfront money. All right, well, let's get moving here. So,
real quick, just before I forget, speaking of Vanity Fur, I just got my custom smocks, Meditative Groomer Academy smocks from them. So, I'll have to show you those when we're done.
Yes, okay, so. I'll take it. All right. So we decided to add the moon phase. So air date here is July 2nd, which is the waning gibbous. The moon, this is a good time for reflection, adjustment, and integration. Excellent phase for reassessing your routines and habits. Encourage refinement over drastic action. Great energy for evaluating what is and isn't working in the coat care plans. And helpful reminder that less fur is not always the answer. Sometimes comfort comes from smarter maintenance, not bigger changes. All right. So the topic today is summer grooming realities. So we're going to be talking about summer coat care, what actually keeps pets comfortable in the heat, what shaving can and cannot do, and how to help clients make informed choices instead of emotional ones. because this is the time of year where we get a lot of our once a year shave downs show up, and and everybody. It's always funny. I remember having my salon and having the clients that would come like every 4 to 6 weeks, but it would be like from October to March, that's their winter cut, and then from April to September it's the summer cut, and it's like a length difference, one or maybe 2 lengths difference. We're trimming the ears a little shorter or whatever, but I always thought it was funny, like like that doesn't make that big of a difference. But hey, if it makes you feel like we're doing something different, that's cool. For sure. Oh, we gotta do tarot. So I'm gonna do tarot. You have tarot. I got tarot, and I'm doing it just slightly different today. So I'm gonna read from a book instead of just the card itself, because so the card I pulled is Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands, we have pure potential in the spiritual and energetic realm. Flowing ideas that inspire you to follow a new path. Okay. Burst of creativity with potential. So new grooming opportunities. Fresh starts, inspiration. So that is our Ace of Wands. All right. And I think it's gonna fit. I mean, we're looking at, summertime is a little bit different. Yeah. And fresh start. Fresh start. Sometimes it's, we're shaving it all off and starting over. Sometimes we're, just gonna get hit by a fucking tornado for no reason. That weather yesterday was crazy. Yeah. For like 30 seconds, it was like... I was like, oh God. I'm watching the neighbor's flag just twist, and I'm thinking, and then it was like done. Yep. I was watching the trees, and they were doing like that spinny thing. Yeah. And I'm like, oh. And then it was just gone. Plenty of rain. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. Now it's just hot as balls. Summer grooming realities. Why is this topic important? So summer is when misinformation groomers become educators more than ever. The social media myths spread quickly. And owners often equate less hair with cooler cuts. So why do you think the misconceptions persist that that shorter coats make them cooler? Honestly, I don't understand how it keeps going. There's got to be people who are perpetuating it and pushing it. I don't know. It's so weird. So I do have a theory. Okay. I've been thinking about this. So one thing I think that why owners think that pets are cooler with shorter coats is because we're cooler with pets' coat. No, that totally makes sense. So we tend to anamorphosize pets, like we compare them to us all the time, and they're not us. But I think that's where owners kind of get locked into, they must be so hot. Or they're panting, so we got to take the hair off. And it's like, that's not really how it works. But well, and a lot of them will also see panting and think, oh my God, they're so hot. Right. When it's just... they're regulating. Yeah, they're just regulating. Yeah. They're a little hot because it's hot out, and they're regulating, and they're doing fine. Like, there is a difference. When I'm teaching the CPR class, I always have to explain, like, panting is normal. Panting excessively. For dogs. Yes, for dogs. Panting is normal for dogs. Panting excessively is where you want. Right. You have to you got to pay attention to that. Yeah. But my theory with why I think you're right, I think groomers kind of perpetuate it, is marketing. If you're marketing to somebody, you're trying to get them to come more often or come in the summertime, what are you marketing? It's hot. Yeah. Come get your dog's haircut. They must need a haircut because it's hot. Yeah. So we tend to, we perpetuate that. Yes. Just by our marketing. We just mean we just keep them groomed on a regular maintenance schedule. But I think it just comes across as, they need it in the summer. Yep. We gotta do it. And I think it's Yeah. And I think it's so funny. So this is a little off topic, but I was reading a post that somebody shared it in a group, and I'm not going to remember what it was. It was about doodles and doodle grooming. And the person that posted was a breeder. They posted in their own page or whatever, and like they had pictures of doodles, and they're kind of bashing groomers. They don't know how to groom them, but this is what you need to do. You need to ask them to do this and ask them to do that. This is how they should look. Because there's the breed standard for doodles. Yes, the breed standard. So what happened was, so a groomer seen this and shared it, and in a grooming group, which then caused a bunch of groomers to go to this actual page and comment. And none of the comments were rude, but they were blunt, right? Like, doodles they're mixed, they're mutts. They don't have a breed standard. And, this is the problem. Breeders telling owners that, just this, but they don't really tell them what's right. And when the whole hair, so this breeder said that there was only 3 coat types of doodles. And it's like 3 coat types. Like they no two are the same. But I'm reading through these comments, right? And they're like all groomer comments. And of course, the breeder hasn't responded to anything. But then there'll be like one random, clearly just a person that that'll say something like, oh yeah, my doodle looks like this. And then the breeder responds to that. And it's a positive. And it's like, but yet here are all the professionals telling you, and you just don't see it. You don't hear it.
Yeah.
It's like
people don't like to be told they're wrong.
Right, and this is a problem. Like, why are you not listening to the experts? And I tell you what, we're seeing it in this whole freaking country right now, where we got people that are clearly idiots spouting off things like they're facts, and they're so wrong, and people are eating it up and going, yeah, see, I knew that. And it's...
Because, like, I'm autistic because my mom took Tylenol.
Yeah. That bitch.
How dare she?
That fever.
But also, I mean, there's still a lot of discourse with this stuff within the grooming community. At least in the US. Like, there's people who are like, we never shave these. And like, we always leave at least an inch of hair or whatever. And then there's the people who are like, yeah, I'll shave whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it helps if I shave. Like, there's that huge difference.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's another group that's, there's a lot of talk about, regulation again. How that comes up every so often. I'm all for it.
I'm all for it as long as we're
the
involved.
ones, yes, as long as we're the ones that are putting it out there. I don't want, random politicians or, rescue workers or vets that know nothing about what we do to be the main people writing it. But input is fine. I get the input, but we have to be involved. But anyways, I see a lot of people and there's still so many people that are like, my clients are happy and I've done this all the time and it's fine. And it's like, I don't like that.
Well, I mean, you see that with the cleaning and sanitizing a lot. Like I don't know how many times I've seen where, someone, they like they pre-dilute all their stuff for like a week. And then, they've been doing it for years with no issue. And then a dog gets a fucking bacterial infection because you just use nasty ass water.
Right, because
and they're like, but it couldn't be that because I've been doing this for years.
And nobody else has ever had. It's got to be the dog.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
you got lucky.
You got lucky.
You got real fucking lucky.
Right. That's how I feel about like people talking about declawing cats. I declawed all my cats and they've never had an issue. Like, yeah, you've gotten lucky.
Yeah.
Because I had 2 cats declawed years ago to bring them to an apartment before. Well, before I was really like holy shit, this really is not a good thing. Because everybody was doing it, right? My in-laws, right? I mean,
you learned.
I learned.
Yeah.
But we had 2 cats declawed, and one of them, no problem. Mm-hmm. The other one, every fucking side effect, negative side effect, she had it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so I always feel like I'm pretty qualified to tell you that don't do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth taking a chance that this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And that poor cat was miserable.
Mm-hmm.
And I will never do it again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that really definitely helps to keep the misinformation going. I also think that during the summer, our brains just turn to mush from all the heat because people just don't make smart choices in the summer. Like, we see it just in general with, like, especially in, like, lower income areas where problems can happen because they don't have the resources. But, like, things usually get bad during the summer in those areas. And I think it's more just because we're all outside and warm out. But, like, also, those people probably also don't have a whole, like, great air conditioning and stuff like that. So I think it really, the heat gets to people's brains.
And it's hotter than it used to be. I don't think people really...
It's a different heat.
It is, but it's like, I don't think people really... global warming is a real issue. Like, people seem to not really... Well, it's summertime. It's always hot in the summertime. you know, we didn't used to get 90-degree days. That's not how it's always been in Wisconsin. Like we have long, hard winters. We had shorter summers. They never got.
But the summers were nice when I was younger.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, granted, I was further north, but still, like.
I remember back in the 90s, I remember we got, and it was like a record high for here for that time of year, and it was like, I think it was like 90-some degrees.
Yeah.
And now we have 100-something goldfish.
Yeah.
I lost 2 goldfish. The little fuckers. We didn't have air conditioning. Never needed air conditioning. Like, it was never that freaking hot that we needed air conditioning. But my mother-in-law had air conditioning, so we took the kids and we went to her house because it was freaking hot. The dogs and the cats were down in the basement. Forgot all about the fish. Didn't even think about the fish. We came home. Yeah, I felt horrible.
Well, it's not something you necessarily think about.
I had no idea.
Well, now you know.
Oh my God, those poor fish.
Poor things.
But yeah, we didn't used to get, and yeah, and you're right. Now we get mid-90s is not even unusual. And my husband used to say,
and I feel like dating, the heat is different too.
It is a different heat because it is a different heat. My husband used to say, we're going to have palm trees in Wisconsin someday, and I'd be like, palm trees in Wisconsin.
We're going to have palm trees in Wisconsin.
We might have palm trees in Wisconsin. I mean, our winters, that's the other thing, like fleas. You know, people look, you know, you go winter, well, the fleas and ticks, you know, they're gone in the winter. Our winters aren't
cold enough
or long enough for that to really happen. Like, we've had 70-degree days in fucking December. Like, this is not normal for Midwest.
No. Yeah, the tick season this year has been so bad, and everybody's like, "But so?" I'm like, "Yeah, because it didn't get cold enough this year for long enough to kill them off."
Yeah, this is where we're at now.
Yep. All right. So
I know shaving myths. Let's see. So there's a few shaving myths. All dogs should be shaved in the summer. Their coat makes them hot. Double coats grow back just fine every time, and a shave is kinder than brushing. Now, no, all dogs shouldn't be shaved in the summer.
I don't think any dog should be shaved if they're in good condition. Like, I won't go any shorter than a 5 unless they are in bad condition.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a 5 is like,
that's pretty short.
Still pretty short, but that's like when people are like, I want them really short, like that's the shortest I will go. Because there's sunburn too. And people don't think about their dogs getting sunburned. Is it
it's in there for the discussion, right? It says, so coats are insulation, right? Their fur acts as insulation, which is cooling and warming together. So I remember this little diagram somebody drew up years ago. I might have even copied it at one time, but it showed like hair, and like the first picture was, you know, the hair was all, you know, straight, little gaps in between, and then the second picture showed some, you know, some tangles kind of starting. And then the third picture was all like matte. Mm-hmm. And the picture showed how the air flow, when the coat is nice and straight, the air flows and gets right down to the skin. But when it's a little tangled, it doesn't really get down there. And of course, when it's matted, it can't penetrate at all.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a great visual of this is how insulation works, right? Mm-hmm. Like, as long as it's clean and combed through, the air is going to flow, and that's going to keep them cooler. So it's not about short coat. It's just about, you know, clean, tangle-free, maintained coat.
Something with that, I keep hearing the argument of like people who are in those like really, really hot southern areas, and they're like, well, huskies aren't meant for this area. No, they're not. But also, they're going to do a lot better with their properly maintained insulation hair than if you just shave them bald.
That's not the way it works. Right. Give them a bath, brush them out regularly.
Yeah, but
that's what you should be doing in the winter or in the summer.
But I will say, huskies are probably going to be fucking hot in Florida.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Maybe just don't have huskies in fucking Florida. But
if you're not going to have air conditioning, and they're not going to be in the house, right?
Yeah.
You mentioned the sunburns. You know, people don't realize that the animals have skin that can get sunburned. Mm-hmm. You know, when you remove all that coat and you just expose their skin, you expose them to, you know, the sun, and and that's not good either.
I just have to admit this. The other day, I was looking into sun hats for dogs.
Yeah.
Because I want to get one for Nibbler, and some goggles. It would be adorable, but also because I keep him in my thing when I mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Because he likes to be with me. And so the sun comes down on us, and I was afraid he's going to get burnt. And then, and it's hot.
You need to get yourself a big floppy hat that covers him too.
I can't find one that fits my fat head. But yeah, and so then I'm going to get him little doggy goggles because all of the pollen and shit kept like coming up into his face. I was worried he was going to get all like allergies. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I'm a dork.
There's also the risk of coat damage and post-clipper alopecia.
Yeah.
Now, I believe, here's the thing about shaving double-coated dogs. I don't think it's a good idea. But I certainly understand that it's up to the owners, and if they want their Pomeranian shaved, why am I fighting them on it, right? Unless they're going into a show ring, it's a comfort, it's for them, right? It's their dog, they can do what they want. I do believe that we should explain the risks, and they should sign a waiver. Because you know what? Maybe they're fine for 2-3 years, but then they start to age, their bodies start to change, and now their coat's not growing back the way it used to. Or there's a health issue. But that would be,
But yeah, that's a good idea. But I always explain everything to the owner. But also, like, people will be like, well, I just won't do them. And they could go get it done somewhere else. And for me, so I don't care if they take their money elsewhere. For me, it's more of I know how to take good care of this coat, even if it's clipped down.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a much better chance with me than
doing it
with the guy down the street.
That's just literally shaving and taking their money.
Yeah.
And not even giving a second thought.
Yeah. I can do other things to help the coat. So that's why I will still do it.
Yeah.
After explaining all the risks, and I think I need to get a waiver for it, but
or even just add it to your general waiver. Like my waiver is pretty much I just kind of cover, hey, if we find something under these mats, we're not at fault.
Yeah.
There's always a risk of injury when pets are matted and we're shaving clothes, not responsible. So I kind of have a general. So add it to there. Senior pets, you should, like, people will say have a senior pet form, a matting form. I think you can put it all in one. But I would add, if we're going to shave a double coated, this could damage. Shaving could damage coat for future growth. However you word it.
Yeah.
I think there should be, and then you explain to them, but that way they can't come back and go, you ruined my pet's coat.
Yeah.
Who asked for it? What breeds is it inappropriate to shave? Like I always think of double coats, obviously.
Yeah, double coated. Any Nordic breeds for sure.
So here's the part. This is the one I struggle with. Because I used to shave a American Eskimo. I've shaved Pomeranians. I've shaved Sammies. So there's these that you shouldn't be shaving, but they've shaved.
Yeah.
Not Husky. Chow Chows. But I don't understand the shave my lab. I mean, unless a vet says, hey, we need that hair gone because we got...
Yeah, medical issues are a different story.
But I'm thinking, you know what? Bring me something from the vet that says that, because otherwise, why are we shaving labs? Why are we shaving pugs? Like, that makes zero sense to me.
I don't get it. I had to shave a Chesapeake Bay Retriever in a 10. It was when I was working for someone else.
Because did it have a reason, or they just wanted...
No, they just wanted all of the hair off. They did it with their Chesapeake Bay Retriever and their lab.
Get a stuffed animal. Like, seriously, people. Just
and I explained till I was fucking blue in the face. I'm like, I know you've done this before, and you think it's fine, and that's fine, but like...
It's not okay.
You realize that the shedding is just going to be smaller.
Right, you're just not going to see it.
Yeah, you're just not going to see it.
It's going to stick in your body more, and it's actually going to make it a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cats. Line cuts for convenience versus necessity, and coat texture and maintenance concerns. So with cats, and just dogs too, but like with cats, they have anywhere from 1 to 3 different hairs, right?
Yeah.
They're either single, double, or triple layer coats. And when you shave, all that hair grows at different times, different lengths, and different stages. So sometimes when you shave and it's starting to come back, it comes back really sparse. And if you shave them a second time, that will usually kind of it catches up and
it kind of gets on a
right.
schedule.
It gets back on a regular schedule, and I've seen that happen. On the other hand, I've also seen that post clipper alopecia where it's just not coming back the way it used to.
Yeah.
You know, we're damaging them. We're damaging their coats.
And I even with cats, I do explain that to them. But I also, with cats, especially some of these real big, like these really long-haired cats, I'm like, it's better for them to be shaved than for
to get matted.
They're gonna get matted.
The shaving is better than letting them get matted.
Yeah.
So,
and that's like even dogs too. Like I'd rather shave them and then have them get matted.
Yeah.
So.
You gotta weigh.
Sometimes
that. You gotta weigh, pros and the cons to what you're doing, and to me, it's a lot of it is about the next section is going to talk.
Yep.
Comfort trims versus full shaves.
Yeah.
What is a comfort trim? A comfort trim to me, when I think of comfort trim, I think specifically of senior pets, and I think of pets that are just not going to be maintained. But I think of a lifestyle, right? Like, hey, I'm not going to brush my cat, or I'm not going to comb my cat. Well, then
we're gonna what's best
trim
for
the cat because we don't want the cat to be matted, right?
Yeah.
Like I would rather have you bring me the cat, 2 or 3 times a year at least, and shave them down before they're matted, than for you to wait, 12 to 14 months and now they're matted or pelted again.
And then we have to shave pets.
Right, and then we're shaving the pelt. We're opening up risk of nicks. We may have to go much shorter than a 10 in some areas. Like
it's more uncomfortable for the dog
or the cat. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't want to do that. So I would rather, we can keep them really short, but you still want to clip them before they're matted.
Yeah.
Too many people just wait for it's that time of year again. No, it was that time of year 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You really need to come more often.
Yeah.
But and I guess unless I start really charging people more, I'm not going to see them more often.
Yeah.
So that's on me.
Yeah. I also some comfort trims that I do because I do a lot of the behavior dogs. I see them as comfort grooms too because we're just trying to get the hair off.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how it looks, and the owners know that.
I have a lot of cats like that.
It doesn't matter how they look. We're doing the best.
A hard time. It's not going to be smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
So,
breed appropriate summer modifications. Now, this one I thought was kind of funny when I was thinking about this one, because when I think of summer modifications, I think of short, right? Because that's kind of what I've been led to believe. Shorter in the summer, and yet I think about some of these dogs where they keep them longer in the winter, and then they go out and they get snow stuck to them.
Mm-hmm.
And, all the winter things that happen in the longer coats. And I think that really, unless your animal's living outside, and really no pet should be living outside.
Yeah.
Unless they have a job that requires them to be outside, they shouldn't be living outside. But unless they're living
or they're
outside,
a husky and refuse to come inside.
That's different. That's not quite the same. But it's like, it's okay to keep them shorter in the winter. It's also okay to, let them grow in the summer, right? Like, where do they live?
Yeah. No, we have, because I usually check on someone's lifestyle too, especially here, because we get quite a few farm dogs from like Caledonia area. Yep. But then we also have plenty of just like normal pet dogs.
Yep.
So I always have to check, like, is this a farm dog? Like, are they out on, because I'm going to take that into consideration.
Well, and that's a good point too. Like, you would think, well, they're going to get really dirty and gross, maybe keep them clipped shorter. But the reality is that if they're working,
they need that coat.
They're built for, this is their job. They need that coat for their job. So you don't want to take that away from them.
Yeah. So, so instead, like, I might take, like feathers shorter.
Yep.
Because, they don't need all of that feather hair.
Right.
But, and like all of that left there is going to get all tangled and filled with burrs. And so, like, let's clean that up. But we don't have to shave them.
I had a collie that used to come in, do the longest comb cut I had. And I think at the time it was a 0. So it was still pretty short. But I used to do that to the insides of his back legs and then scissor it and just keep it real tight. and the underline and and kind of scissor it all up. And I liked it. It looked good. And I did some golden retrievers like that too, where you kind of take the furnishings, you really bulk out the furnishings and then just
Meg has a few goldens that she does like really
they get the little booties. It's kind of cute. And I think
that's like customer requested.
Yes, deshedding as an alternative. And we kind of talked about this, right? Like if you really want to keep your pets cooler, then get the hair out, not shorter, just out. You don't want to, make it so it's flowy, and so more often come in and let us blow dry them and comb them and point at.
Well, just the sanitary trims and belly trim thing with the feather reduction. Like if you trim out like in their sanitary really good, like they can lay in cool spots and that helps cool them down. So that's another really good way to help them keep cool.
Yes.
So sorry, just had to throw that in there.
No, absolutely.
So desheds as an alternative. Getting all of that dead hair out allows for the circulation. So
yes, I had some notes.
Okay.
All right, heat management beyond haircuts. Keep them hydrated. Make sure they always have access to water. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Scheduling your walks and your grooming during cooler hours. So this is like at home. Like obviously your groomer's not gonna stop working from 10 to 2.
Yeah.
Or maybe they are, it's up to them, I guess. But, schedule your walks for, early in the morning before the sun's at its peak or later in the evening when the sun is going down. Keep the coat free of impacted undercoat. We keep talking about that. Deshedding. It means more than shaving.
Yeah.
Don't let them get mad, right? You don't want them to get mad.
Yeah.
Environmental cooling versus clipping, right? So just make sure they have cool places to be. If you have air conditioning, they're gonna, if they need it, they're gonna go. Having access to a basement. Basements are are always cooler than your upper floors. So even if you don't have air conditioning, hopefully you have a basement. Your pets can go down and cool off down there.
Mm-hmm. On their paw pad.
God, no, where did that come from? I've seen that too.
I think it came from because a lot of cooling sprays have alcohol in it because you spray it on and it evaporates and it does have a cooling effect on our skin.
Yeah, but don't do that.
It dries out their paws and they absorb all that alcohol. Just don't do it.
In the salon, keep your salon cool, which can be difficult even with air conditioning when your dryers are going.
Make sure you have a dehumidifier.
Yeah, have a dehumidifier, especially here.
Yeah.
I don't know that every place needs a dehumidifier. We need dehumidifiers here.
Yeah.
Monitor the brachiocephalic. The short-nosed dog.
Brachycephalic.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Seniors and anxious pets, make sure you're,
those are the ones that are going to be more at risk.
Right. Cage drying is not always a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But it's definitely, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. But when it's hotter in the summer, it's definitely more, you really need to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
More than maybe throughout the year.
Yeah. I've also, with certain dogs, especially some brachycephalic dogs that I already knew had breathing problems, when it's really fucking hot and humid, I'll just be like, hey, why don't we reschedule for a day when it's not going to be a million degrees.
Or even a time. Maybe you just push them
can we try to do it in the morning or in the evening
or the last of the day, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Watch for overheating during drying.
Yeah.
So, you're using a hot dryer.
Yeah. I will say, I think even in most places, I think you would still want to have a dehumidifier in your drying room.
Yeah. I mean, I know we do.
Yeah.
I don't know if every place has to have it, but it can't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. So some safety risks. Spots hidden under the coat. Fleas and ticks more prevalent. We'll talk a little bit about the fleas and the ticks. Sunburn risk after shaving. The burn risk from hot pavement. Senior and obese pets overheating faster, and cats struggling in warm enclosed carriers. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about heat stroke. Heat stroke is when the body temp is above 103 degrees. Dogs cool by panting, and cats will groom themselves because the saliva will dry and cool them a little bit. And they seek out cold places. So that's why you see your cats laying in sinks, in your tub. But signs of heat stroke. uncontrollable panting, foaming at the mouth, tongue and gums are bright red, they have a rapid heart rate, maybe vomiting, and uncoordinated movements or lethargy. And it's a very serious thing, and animals can die from heat stroke. So, be mindful of that.
Yeah.
Watch for those signs and do what you need to do to help them
cool
them down. But be mindful of how you cool them down too, and how quickly you cool them down too, because that can also shock them, and which is not a good thing.
I wanted to mention with the ticks, because this year has been very bad. I have seen a lot of misinformation going around. I think because everyone's starting to get really nervous about like the tick-borne diseases, which I totally understand. They're scary. There's the Lyme disease, and there's the Rocky Mountain thing, where it makes you violently allergic to red meat. Which is a real thing. Yeah, I found out about that years ago because my husband's one of his good friends from high school, who he was the most backwoods person ever, always hunting. Yeah. He works as a forest ranger. Yeah. And he got that and couldn't have red meat. He was losing his mind. But eventually it wears off, I would like to say. It took a few years, but he can eat red meat again. But with that, it takes a while for a tick to not only start to bite into you, but also to get into your bloodstream. So if you are checking yourself and your dogs every morning and evening, you shouldn't have a problem with any of the tick-borne illnesses, because you're getting them before they're getting into your bloodstream. Yeah. Just check for ticks. Yeah. It's not that hard.
You know what? Here's another thing that I've learned more recently, because I had bad information. A lot of people had bad information. You want to remove a tick, you want to remove them by just pulling them out. Straight up. Get your tweezers, pull them straight out. They do make those little tick things. I don't know how well they work. They do work. Them.
I always forget to use
them.
But
the whole point is that you need to just get you need to pull the tick. Don't use matches. Don't use, Vaseline or peppermint oil, right. But the reason why you don't want to use any of these things is because what you're going to do is you're going to stress the tick, and everything that they're sucking in, they're going to spit back out, which means they're putting whatever venom or toxin, whatever it is that can cause the illness, it's going in. Yeah. So please don't, these old wives' tales or whatever they are,
Or I've also seen putting alcohol.
Yeah, alcohol, oils, matches, Vaseline, all these things. Oh, we're suffocating and it's going to back out. No, it's fucking not.
Just pull it out.
Just pull it out, and if you think you left the head in there,
go to the doctor.
Go to the vet. Go to the vet. They can, right. They can figure that out. But it's, just pull the fucking thing out.
If you grab close to the skin and pull it out, the likelihood of you not getting the head is so low. Right. I grew up in the North Woods. Yep. And that's why you check for ticks every morning and evening, because that's what we did. Right. And I have taken ticks out of my body and off of other people's bodies and dogs, and every single time I just grabbed it by as close to the skin as possible and pulled. Right. And I have never with your fingers. I have never not gotten the head. Yes. And I've been doing, it's my whole life. Yeah. And listen, I know it is just that's just me, but but I'm just saying it's a very low chance that you're going to miss the head. Right.
I wanted to add about hot pavement. So I was looking up how do you tell how hot it is, right? The back of your hand. If you put the back of your hand on the pavement for 5 to 10 seconds, whatever. If it's too hot for you, it's too hot for them. So maybe don't walk that day, or take them somewhere where they can walk on grass.
Yeah. I also, dogs aren't dumb. So if your dog is acting like it needs to get off the hot pavement, it's probably because it needs to get off the hot pavement.
Listen to them.
But at the same time, if the dog is just walking on it normally and not having a problem, it's probably fine.
Right.
Just pay attention to your dog.
Right. Just listen to your dog.
I always get people, because when I would walk him, I always just made sure that he could access the grass. Right. Yeah. But I don't think he's ever willingly walked in the grass. And like, it just, if he wanted to get up, and I've had people yell at me like, the sidewalk's too hot, and I'm like, he has access to the grass right next to him. Like, I'm not keeping him off the grass. He's choosing this.
Well, that's like the same people that, with, if you have a husky and they're out
fucking
30 below, it's like he's loving this, right?
Yeah, this is the best day of his fucking life.
Okay, client communication.
Yes.
So explaining quote science without sounding condescending, setting realistic expectations.
Don't call him a dumbass.
Yeah.
To their face.
Navigating, but another groomer did it or said it, right? And protecting your professional recommendation. And this is why I said, have a waiver. Explain what you're talking about. Put it in the little waiver that, hey, I've explained this very real possibility.
Mm-hmm.
You've never had it happen. That's great. I'm glad you've been lucky. But it's always a possibility that it could happen, and you just need to acknowledge it, and then we'll do whatever you want. And you can do whatever you want. But yeah. And if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. Like I respect groomers saying no, thank you. I'm not going to shave your dog.
Yeah.
Take it somewhere else. I respect that.
Just don't judge me for taking them.
Exactly. So. And as long as you're educating your clients.
I educate my clients, even if they don't remember. One time there was one that I handed off to Meg for a while, after a while, and it was like 2 little mini Aussies.
Yeah.
And had the conversation, 2 years before about it.
Yeah.
And then Meg had the conversation a few years later, and they were like, "Oh, we've never heard that before." I told you.
Yeah. Well, and we get that all the time too. My other groomer said this or whatever.
Yep.
All right, we're getting to the end.
Yeah.
So the crystal for this episode is blue lace agate, which I was going to bring and forgot. I do have one of those at home. This supports calm, clear communication. Is perfect for educating clients about emotional summer shave requests and standing firm in professional recommendations. So yeah, hold it in the palm of your hand while you're having those difficult conversations.
Yeah. Or just chuck it at them as they walk out the door.
You can do that.
I'm joking. Don't chuck crystals at people.
Okay. It's your turn. You're up.
Oracle pull. Yeah. Nibbler chose this while he was sleeping.
Yeah. I see that he did.
Alright, so today's is believe.
Okay.
May the sea deepen your faith. To enter the sea is to conceive of something greater than yourself, while allowing space for your own greatness. It is soul knowledge that even as you need water, you are water. May your worthiness be unassailable. May you claim your place in the world. May you always be there for yourself. May you believe in you. And the mantra is, to believe in the ocean is to believe in myself.
So what I get out of that is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
Yes.
water.
Yes.
Hydrate.
All the water. We all need water, especially this time of year.
Yes, we do.
Drink your water.
Drink your water.
Coffee counts as water. It does.
Technically, it does. Yes, it does.
There's not an. I've actually seen the.
I've
seen the science.
With you, Stephenie. I'm just not going to do it.
I've seen the science.
Yeah. No, it does.
Yeah.
All right. So in closing, as above, so below. May your pets be clean and your spirit glow. Bye.